What's up guys, Nathan here, and today I want to talk about one of the most difficult hands to play in all of Texas Hold'em, pocket queens. If you have trouble playing this hand, today I'm going to walk you through multiple examples versus several different player types to show you exactly how to play this hand like the pros. Let's jump right into it. Alright guys, so the first thing you need to know about pocket queens, you already know this, it's the third best hand in all of Texas Hold'em. However, the biggest mistake that a lot of people make is they don't understand that you need to play this hand differently versus each player type. If you guys follow me here on YouTube, you watch my videos, by the way, make sure you're subscribed. You already know that my entire philosophy in poker, if you read my books, my blogs, enrolled in my Elite Poker Training University, you know that my entire philosophy at the poker tables is to play the player. I do not subscribe to cookie cutter approaches to play one specific hand versus all different player types. There are 5 main poker player types. I'm going to talk about 3 of them today and how we play pocket queens differently. So let's jump into an example hand right away. You are dealt pocket queens, of course, on the button, and a nit raises in middle position. Now, what do we know about the nit? The nit is the tightest player at the table, also the most passive player at the table, often called a rock. This is the kind of player, guys, that sits around waiting for aces and kings, and you know, if you play online poker, is the kind of player that's often playing like 10, 20 tables. They're sitting around just waiting for the best hand, guys. They're called a nit for a reason, a rock. So you decide to 3-bet, which I think is a reasonable play in this situation. Remember, guys, we're always using different frequencies in all situations in poker. I talk about this in all of my books and in my brand new Elite Poker Training University, 17 plus hours of advanced training. There'll be links for all of that in the description below. But basically what I'm saying here, guys, is we're going to be flatting at least 50% of the time here. We chose to 3-bet in this specific example right here. Before I get all sorts of flack in the comments, I need to always point that out, guys. We're 3-betting right here in this hand. 3-bet, by the way, means we're re-raising. Now, in this situation, the nit decides to 4-bet here. So what should we be doing? Well, as played, we decided to make the 3-bet in this hand. The nit 4-bets us. So now, you know, we made our bed. We got to sleep in it. What should we be doing in this situation? Well, guys, once again, versus the tightest player at the table, the most passive player at the table, I think the only sensible option here is to just call. You don't want to be ramming and jamming it into this player here because they're only going to call you if they have pocket aces, pocket kings, or probably ace king as well, and we're only a coin flip against that hand, and we're absolutely smoked versus pocket aces and pocket kings. So now I want to flip the script and change the player type and show you exactly how this is going to change tremendously just because we're up against a different player. So what if we were up against, for example, a lag player type? This is called a loose and aggressive player. This is the kind of player that's playing around 20-30% of their hands. By the way, if you want to know the percentage of hands that somebody is playing and you play online poker, you can just use a HUD-like poker tracker, which puts the data right on your screen. I'll include links for that in the description below as well. But basically, a lag plays a lot more hands than a nit. They're also, as the name suggests, they're an aggressive player type. They're not a passive player type. So same hand, we are dealt pocket queens on the button. A lag raises in middle position. And once again, we decide to 3-bet here. And once again, I need to point out, we're always using frequencies in these spots, guys. I'm going to have a flatting range here as well. However, we did decide to 3-bet re-raise in this situation, and the lag goes ahead and 4-bet. So what should you be doing in this spot here? Well, once again, frequencies. Yes, we do want to be just flatting here sometimes, but I do think that you should be 5-bet shoving all in quite a reasonable amount of the time here. Probably at least 50% I'm going to be doing that versus this player type, especially if I have any history at all versus them. And that is because, again, this is a totally different player type, guys, than the nit. This is a player who's going to be 4-betting us light here frequently. I've made videos here on the channel before talking about specifically what hands to 4-bet light here because I'm a lag player type myself. Those are going to be hands like small baby suited aces. So a hand like ace 3 of hearts, for example. I expect this player to have that in their range a lot. I'm not going to talk about exactly why we want to 4-bet with those hands in this video. You can check out the other videos. I do expect this player to be doing it with some broadways from time to time because of the blocker potential. So hands like king king queen, for example, king jack, ace jack, and honestly guys, just some random bluffs from time to time. Maybe a hand like pocket 8, a suited connector, jack 10 hearts or something like that. This is what legs do. They will 4-bet light here, and the thing is we have the third best hand in poker, so I'm not really that worried in this situation about getting snap called by pocket aces or pocket kings like what is likely to happen versus the nit. So I hope you guys can see the difference here in how I play this hand, the exact same hand with the exact same seats at the poker table, very differently, simply depending on who the player type is that we're involved in the hand with. Now let's talk about post-flop finally here, because really that's a lot more interesting in poker. Talking specifically about the flop, turn, and river, that's where the real money gets made in poker. So let's talk about an example hand now versus another player type, probably a player type that you're very familiar with, the tag tight and aggressive player type. So you are dealt pocket queens on the button. Once again, tag player this time raises from early position. Okay, so we just decided to just flat call in this spot here. I've talked about in these videos many times and in all my books and my training courses that when somebody raises guys in early position in particular, we need to respect this. By the way, if you don't know the seats at the poker table, you can just download my free poker cheat sheet. That'll be the top link in the description below. I include actual charts at the table showing you exactly what hands to play from every single position and what the seats are at the poker table. But basically, in a nutshell, when somebody raises from early position, typically we want to be respecting that. So often, very often I will say, with a hand like pocket queens here on the button, when one of the tighter players, the tight and aggressive player, open raises from early position, I'm just going to be flat calling. Not to say I won't ever 3-bet in this spot, of course, but we decide to just flat call in this spot. So the flop comes down with the ace jack 4 rainbow, meaning 3 different suits. I'm sure you guys have been in this position many times before and you're wondering, what should you be doing in this spot? All right, so first off though, let's talk a little bit more about the tight and aggressive player type. What is this player representing? Once again, when they raise from early position, probably a pretty tight range, guys. Often a lot of strong pocket pairs, premium pocket pairs, aces, kings, queens, jacks, 10s, a bunch of middle pocket pairs, 9s, 8s, 7s, and the like, and probably a bunch of Broadway hands, maybe the odd suited connector, a pretty tight range overall, guys. So do I think that this flop is going to hit them? Yeah, it is. They're going to have plenty of aces in their range, but it doesn't mean that they're going to show up at that hand every single time. Remember, this player is a tight and aggressive player, unlike the nit who we talked about before, which is a passive player type. I do expect the nit to be c-betting with their entire range on this board. So what should we be doing here? We should just be flat calling, but we should be proceeding with caution. I don't think that raising makes any sense here, because all we're going to do is get action from his ace X hands, meaning any hand that has an ace in it. He has top pair, has a smoke, pocket jacks, pocket 4s, something like that, and he's just going to fold everything else. So that creates one of these, what I call a lose-lose situation for us. We want win-wins, of course. When you see a situation like this, we're not gaining anything at all by raising. That's one of those situations where it's often better to just call. Now, people often ask me though, Nathan, what are you going to do though on the turn when it comes with a king and so on? Well, again, guys, it really just depends on the player type and the action. If the turn came with the king of spades, for example, and this player bets again, honestly, guys, I'm just going to believe them most of the time. I know it's not the sexy answer that everyone wants. Everyone wants some check raise all in, you know, play these days. But guys, honestly, winning poker at the lower limits is just having the discipline to make the fold when we need to be making it. If the turn comes with a 2 hearts, for example, and they check to us, you know, we're probably going to be making a bet there. If they make a bet, it's a little bit close. I think you guys hopefully get the idea. I have hundreds of examples in all my books and training courses talking about this in much more detail. But guys, hopefully this one helped you out how to play your pocket queens a little bit better. Let me know how you play pocket queens in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. And also, once again, grab a copy of my free poker cheat sheet. That'll be the top link in the description below. And there'll be lots more in that to help you guys start winning consistently in small and mid-stakes games. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I will catch you next time.